Hey, it's Phil. It's Wednesday, August 9th. It is 3:45 a.m. Yesterday was an interesting day. Getting off the fast. I got off the fast yesterday at 2 o'clock in the morning on the 8th, on Tuesday the 8th, at 2 o'clock in the morning on the 8th. I dove into a bowl of rice that I'd made. I made the rice for my cat, but I just made too much rice. And I made a whole big bowl. Now you can supplement a little bit of grain into your pet's food, especially cat's food, a little bit, but not a lot. And I just got way too much for her. So I was sitting there, and one of my go-tos I've always had, especially when I eat white rice, which I don't eat anymore, which I miss greatly because it's garbage and it's like eating candy. But I used to eat butter, pepper, and salt in white rice. And so I went ahead and warmed up that bowl, and I ate that bowl of, I ate most of the bowl of brown rice. It wasn't the same. But when I got the chicken for Prissy, I also got some, I believe it's Heinz chicken gravy. Because the chicken, after you hold it a couple of days, it gets real dry. You're not supposed to hold it that long, but I mean, still, I don't want to feed her something that's like eating, dirt. So I usually put a little, like a spoon or two of chicken gravy over. You gotta be careful. You gotta get gravy that's not loaded in onions. Onions are bad for cats, apparently. So it has a little bit of onion powder in it, but she seems to like it. So anyway, long story short, I put a couple of teaspoons of that chicken gravy at the top of that rice, and I'd already put butter and pepper and salt in it, and it was some good stuff. I ate too much of that. I went to sleep for 2 hours. I got up and I was tasting that chicken gravy for 3 hours, but it was good. And then I went to Richmond to my job, and then I left there, and I went into I gotta find my knife. I got a box knife. I'm the professional loser of tools, so I gotta find. I thought WaWa might have like a little utility aisle where they had sold like house goods, and they might have sold a box knife for probably, God knows, $10. But I would have bought it. And I went in there. I didn't find that, but I did see they always have these sizzlies out. And I bought 2 of the double bacon sizzlies and a hash brown that had been sitting there for a while. And that helped pick me up some. And I commenced my day, which was, man, it was another banger. It was another on to place to place to place to place. The truck was bouncing like crazy again. I just drove it. I'm got to the point now where I'm limiting the speed to 55 miles an hour because it doesn't bounce in a way that makes me physically exhausted at 55 miles an hour. I mean, it only goes 66 at the limiter because it has these diesels have a limiter on speed limiter, which is, I don't mind. But with that speed limiter, you can run it right up to 66, set the cruise control. She'll do 66 all day, and she'll love it. She'll love it if something isn't bouncing on the truck. Anyway, so long story short, I worked my day. I did my duty. I got the truck back to the warehouse, unloaded the truck as best I could, put my tools in my car, and came home. And on the way home, I always said, like in the fast, I had in my head to go somewhere, and it was late. It was like 8 o'clock, I think. So that starts shrinking the number of places you can go. And Freddie's Steakburger was open, so I said, well, I'll go over there. I had a pretty good meal there about 5 months ago, and I went over there, and it was disappointing. And the place was dirty. The window had a big handprint on it like this, which cracked me up. I was like, who the hell goes up to a window in a fast food place, puts a hand on a window like this, But that was on the front window of the place. I saw this from looking from the inside out. Every table needed to be wiped. You know, I mean, that was just laziness on the staff's part. People were nice. The people working behind the counter were nice. They were pleasant. I got my meal quick, but Freddie's Steakburger, whoever the executive vice president is of purchasing, who's buying your bread, walk into their office, say, get your shit, and get out. You can leave. Why? Well, because the bread contractor that you contracted to get the bread for our food is selling us the cheapest bread ever made in the history of existence. I've never tasted bread as cheap as the bread that was on my Steakburger. And as the beginning bite, when you're biting into something, if the bread has no taste, it just ruins the product. And every time I bit into that bread, it really didn't matter what was inside of it. That bread sets records for being how cheap it is. It has no taste. It was fresh. I'll give them that. It was fresh. But it has absolutely no taste. It has none. I was like, what the hell, man? And this was not like that. Like I went there like 4 months ago, and I got like a triple Steakburger. They had a special, and it was actually pretty good. And I didn't notice the bread tasting like this. So that was, you know, the place being dirty and the bread tasting like just hell. And I went to get some unsweet tea, and it was unsweet tea water because somebody had decided that it would be good to don't fill the tea back up, the unsweet tea back up. And honestly, look, here's the deal. I appreciate that. I would rather you run out of unsweet tea than just pour a gallon of water on top of what's left of this unsweet tea, because that's what somebody did. They poured a gallon of water. I brought the tea out. I went, what the hell is this? It was like tea flavored nasty water. And I took a sip. I said, ugh. And I looked at the drinks, and I wasn't drinking. I didn't want to drink a Pepsi. I got a root beer, which was good, but god darn, you can tell your guy to twist back on that enrichment knob, because that syrup is a little bit too rich. The carbonation's good, but boy, was that... I took like 2 drinks of that, and my head was blown. So I sat down with that, with my meal, and I took a bite of my... The fries were just a little bit overcooked, but they were pretty good. It's a real shreddy fries, kind of really good. I got the onion rings, and I won't get them again. They were just a hair overcooked, but they're a cheap onion ring. They're what you buy at Walmart. I don't think they're worth the price. It's the same onion ring that Burger King sells, you know. So, I mean, Burger King. Well, anyway, one of these fast food places sells onion rings, and it's real cheap. But anyway, so the meal was kind of a disappointment. But I took that cup of root beer, took it back and poured it out. I said, oh my god, I rinsed the cup out, got me the ice. I love their ice. Their ice is all crumbly. I got the crumbled ice and I filled it full of water and I drank that. That's a mistake with when you're eating a meal that has cheap bread in it. And this might be the reason why they get away with this stuff, because the soda covers the taste of the food partially. But I bit into that cheap bread, and every time I drank my water, it intensified the taste of the cheap bread. I was like going, son of a bitch! But now, look, I came home, I was exhausted, man, and that Freddie's meal disappointed me so bad. And it's not the way they cooked it. It's just a whole bunch of events around the meal that Freddie's did better last time, and something happened here. They just had an off day, but the bread is not their fault. There's no way that the employee can change whoever the executive vice president is who bought that cheap fucking bread. And that's exactly what it is. It's bread that they found from a vendor where they took bids and they said, wow, look how cheap these are. Let's buy that. And every quarter I'll get a bonus because I saved Freddie's X amount of, millions of dollars on bread. Or at least he'll get a quarter for one, because what he'll do is he'll drive so many customers away with the bread. That person will be in the business like 6 months to a year, and they'll take their money and run. And the shitty bread will stay, and the better product will stay. So anyway, there's that. Came home, felt bad. The meal. The beef. Freddie sells a hamburger. They call it Steakburger. I don't know if it's ground steak or not, but they smash it flat. Okay. And the reason they smash it flat is it lets them put 2 on one and say you're getting a double. But if you cook it, if it's cooked just right, there's a burnt edge on the outside of it, which is kind of crunchy, and in the inside it's still got some tenderness to it, And my burger was just a little bit overdone too, which but it was mashed really thin. Freddie's got to watch out for that. You got to have enough left in the burger, enough moisture left in the burger to eat. But just disappointing. I wish the tables were clean. I wish the bread wasn't so damn cheap. I wish there'd been unsweet tea, or just say empty. Just put a thing of empty, and I'd have got something else. But the net effect of that on a very tired day was I came home, I was exhausted, I was feeling bad. That bread was running around in my stomach. I got home, I was going to do my workout, and I just said, man, I know I'm heading down a hill here, so let me go to bed. So I went to bed. Got into bed about, 9 o'clock. Got up about 3 this morning. So that's 6 hours of sleep, so I guess thank you, Freddie's. But I still feel a little wonky. And there's a go-to when I'm feeling wonky. And it's at WaWa. Right here. Let me see if I can get that brand name for you there. There you go. See, WaWa. Yes, that is the size of a large cup of chicken noodle soup. It's $5.68. And you want some good bread? I'm going to find out in a minute if this is still as good as it always was. Because WaWa sells a lot of subs. Let me see. Still pretty good. Yeah. I can tell you can't see that. But this is their sub roll. They sell a sourdough sub roll that's fresh cooked somewhere. I don't know if they cook it. I imagine it would come from a vendor, but that fresh cooked sub roll is one of the best bread products I've ever tasted. And I get it with extra butter cannoli on it. They say it's butter. I thought it was margarine. But that's extra butter cannoli. And that is so good. Freddie's. Whoever they're WaWa buying their bread from, you need to buy from them. Because that bread is the start of a good meal. Now, I bought WaWa subs, Italians, with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, onions, spicy mustard, mayonnaise, and jalapenos on them. Just delicious. WaWa also sells breakfast subs, bacon, egg and cheese, sausage, egg and cheese, meat, egg and cheese. But the star of this show today, this morning, because I need some rescue. I need some rescue. Guess what's gonna rescue me? Make sure I get that name up there. And WaWa's proud of their product, and I'm proud of WaWa. There you go. Watch this. Oh my. Oh me, oh my. Oh me, oh my. Oh me, oh my. Oh me, oh my, the angels singing. Oh. And no, they don't give you this soup spoon. Oh my. If you ever have a relative that's not feeling well, go down to WaWa, get to some chicken noodle soup, and they will thank you. Oh my. Oh my. Now, I'm going to eat this, and this will pay benefits to me. Sorry about this. All day. This will energize me all morning. Now, I'll probably go back to WaWa and get me a sub of some kind later on in the day. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Thank you, Lord. Here we go. Here we go. Watch. Watch. I have a hate for executive vice presidents who destroy companies. And whoever that guy is, or that girl is, who's buying that cheap bread for Freddie Steakburger is destroying that company. And I would urge WaWa to always remember the product like they do here. Because your customers appreciate how good your employees make their food. But they can't make good food unless you buy good food. And this is good food. This chicken noodle soup is good food. I'm so happy now. I'm so happy. This was such a good idea. I'm feeling better already. I got my green tea and black tea blend over here. That Nick avocado guy, he gets all crazy. Talks all kind of stupid nonsense. This is some kind of good. Woo! Alright, folks, look. That's pretty much what I want to say. I've gone from disappointment to happiness. Thank you, WaWa. I appreciate that. Freddie's walk into that office and fire that executive vice president tomorrow, man. Please. Just walk in and go, get your shit and get out. And then, you know, send a call down to the manager of that place in Fredericksburg and go, dude, just clean the place up and pull your tea dispenser out when it's empty, okay? The rest of it, you know, hard-working people always try to do the best. And Freddie's people are hard-working, WaWa's people are hard-working, but WaWa's people are working with better product, and it makes a difference. So that's all I want to say. God bless you. It's now 4:06, and I'm going to finish this up. And am I going to catch a half-hour nap? It's feeling like it because I'm starting to drop out. Because this stuff is so good. This WaWa chicken noodle soup is so good. And this bread is so good. And it's, oh, I'm just telling you, man. It makes a difference, you know. We don't have us, we're the working poor. And we don't have much in our lives, okay? And I know that might be insulting to the genuine working poor because there's people who struggle. And I don't mean to do that. But the working man and woman, we don't have much but a good meal, and a good night's sleep, and a reliable car, and our family. That's pretty much all we got. So, thank you, WaWa. I appreciate that. And hopefully in 6 months I'll go back to Freddie's and get a great meal, which I'm sure I will. Anyway, y'all have a great night. God bless you. Remember that WaWa chicken noodle soup, man, and this bread. But that WaWa chicken noodle soup, it's so good, it'll make your nose run. Have a good one, everybody. God bless.